Nutrition Education, Eating Disorder Awareness. Presentation by Anna Caitlin Jones. Nutrition education is extremely important, especially in America's modern society. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in America, with one person dying every 36 seconds in the United States from cardiovascular disease. I strongly believe Americans need to value their health, especially when it comes to nutrition-preventable diseases and disorders. Such disorders include eating disorders. The National Association of Anorexia Nervosa and Associated Disorders states that 9% of the U.S. population, or 28.8 million Americans, will have an eating disorder in their lifetime. The most common include anorexia nervosa, bulimia, and binge eating disorder. 10,200 deaths each year are the direct result of an eating disorder, and about 26% of people suffering from an eating disorder attempt suicide. Americans love to brag about their advanced education, but our health education is severely lacking. Health education curriculums in schools focus on teaching children about healthy foods, but not realistic ways to incorporate them into their diet. The CDC states that U.S. students receive less than 8 hours of required nutrition education each school year, far below the 40 to 50 hours that are needed to affect behavior change. Additionally, the percentage of schools providing required instruction on nutrition and dietary behaviors decreased from 84.6% to 74.1% between 2000 and 2014. Lack of proper health education leads children to grow up not fully understanding how to take care of themselves and eat right. What little nutrition education is implemented in schools heavily focuses on the 5 food groups and getting those 60 minutes a day of exercise. However, these schools fail to stress the benefits of those food groups and those 60 minutes. Think back to when you had PE. What was working out like? Were all kinds of exercises implemented and advocated for? Would you often come back to class feeling fatigued and sore? Growing up, I was a self-conscious and depressed little girl. When I saw women on TV or even girls my age, I felt as if I wasn't womanly enough. I wasn't good enough. The media we consume perpetuates unrealistic body and health standards for the average American, but implementing a systematic nutrition education curriculum can help combat this issue that plagues society. I developed bulimia, anorexia nervosa, and orthorexia. The Mayo Clinic describes anorexia nervosa as an eating disorder causing people to obsess about weight and what they eat. When I was struggling to understand my growing body, I halted that growth. I suffered from bulimia and orthorexia. Mayo Clinic describes bulimia as a serious eating disorder marked by binging followed by methods to avoid weight gain. National Eating Disorders describes orthorexia as an obsession with proper or healthful eating. I count every single calorie I ate and every calorie I burned during my workouts. I would eat 800 to 1,000 calories every day and worked out for 5 to 6 hours every day. According to NHLBI, 1,000 calories is the recommended daily amount of calories needed for a toddler. Here is a chart listing child nutrition requirements and their daily caloric range. As you can see, 1,000 calories is the amount needed for a child from 2 to 3 years old. And there are so many fad diets and pro-anorexia forums and posts that tell people that it's okay to eat way less than 1,000 calories. Many eating disorder sufferers with improper nutrition education wind up falling down the pro-eating disorder rabbit hole. All over the internet, there are videos, posts, and even forums dedicated to spreading dangerous information to vulnerable youth. Pro-anorexia, or pro-ana forums, encourage their members to participate in eating disorder behaviors such as eating no-calorie candy for meals, inducing vomiting, abusing laxatives, etc. These forums also advance the development of existing eating disorders in those who view their post. The scariest things about these types of forums, they still exist today, and there are still posts all over the internet promoting eating disorders. America is so uneducated on nutrition that most people don't even see an issue with these posts. They're often hidden in plain sight. These forums promote disorders that lead to thousands of deaths a year, yet because Americans lack the education needed to make smart decisions that will support their health long term, these posts continue to stay up. You yourself might have even seen one of these posts without even knowing it. I know that they especially target young women, especially if you are a young woman who's just trying to work out and stay fit. You'll often see ads that are promoting skinny teas, these laxative teas, or just weight loss pills that are just placebos, and they are a baseline for most eating disorders. Here's an example of what one of these posts may look like. The Balanced Eating Disorder Treatment Center discusses the importance of nutrition education during recovery. They state most nutrition information they, the sufferers, have learned in life is not entirely accurate because the sources are either illegitimate or obscure. What about RDNs? How do they help? Natural Balanced Nutrition states that a registered dietitian nutritionist, or RDN, that works with patients with eating disorders has experience in working with patients suffering from irregular food consumption patterns and can help to reestablish normalized food behaviors. The eating disorder RDN respects that there are underlying emotional and mental components that play a large role in a patient's illness. RDNs work with physicians, psychiatrists, and/or psychotherapists to provide individualized and accurate nutrition plans. They work to help patients create a positive relationship with food and restore natural food cues. The RDN works with patients to establish normal eating behaviors. Natural Balanced Nutrition describes intuitive eating as being able to recognize the body's natural hunger, fullness, and satiety signals to establish and maintain healthy nutrition intake. Registered dietitian nutritionists help patients with their eating disorder recovery and making peace with food and their body and reestablishing a positive body image. Finally, what can we do? I encourage viewers to establish healthy eating behaviors and practice mindful eating. Take time to enjoy your meals and associate these meals with not only being fuel for your body, but as something delicious. As students in the nutrition and dietetics field, I encourage you all to learn more about eating disorders and the physical and mental issues that come with these disorders. Also, spread awareness. Share videos and post educating individuals on proper nutrition education. There are many myths and misconceptions about nutrition, and as a nutrition major, it's your job to educate the public on proper nutrition protocol. And here are my works cited.